What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chris. It's your boy Chris. It's another amazing episode of Financipation. This channel is all about making money. It's all about saving money. It's all about building generational wealth, and it's all about financially emancipating yourself from generational poverty. On this channel, everybody, I try to give you a six-figure MBA level worth of investing and financial knowledge for free here on YouTube. And the things that people spend hundreds of thousands of dollars or whatever to learn in a business school or whatever, you get on my channel, you get on Financipation for free. So I want to continue my concept and my talk or whatever in regards to trust. If you're familiar with my channel, last week I did a podcast on the Rockefeller Method, Living Trust 101, and I like the response that I got from it because I've always thought that there's a huge appetite in America for how you actually legally and efficiently pass your wealth from yourself to your children and to your grandchildren. And I'll be honest with you, whatever, a lot of people just honestly do not know how to do that. It's not something that they teach in school. It's not something that they teach pretty much anywhere. So as a result, to me, there's a very large market for people who want to learn how is it that you can pass your assets from yourself to the next generation. So with that, everybody, let's go and get started, okay? Today, we're going to talk about the top reasons why you need a trust. Reason number one, with the trust, everybody, you can avoid a probate. So if you do not have a trust, your family is going to have to spend thousands of dollars or whatever in legal fees and in attorney fees, giving up your assets. And I can tell you this, every penny you give a lawyer, an attorney, or whatever, the probate for those probate costs, that is one less penny that your family is going to be able to have to invest, to buy real estate, or to essentially invest in their lives and invest in your grandchildren. So in other words, people, get a trust, because a trust allows you to essentially pass significantly more money from yourself to your kids, to your grandkids, and to your heirs, okay? Next, with trust, you maintain complete control of your assets. See, trust allows you to essentially maintain total control of your assets and other funds if you die or if you become incapacitated. Trust allow your affairs to be handled the way that you want. Trust also allow you to have complete control of what to buy, use, spend, or give to the people who are near and dear to you. So you want to give away that house, you want to give away land, you want to give your jewelry, heirlooms, and so forth. Trust allow you to have complete control about who you decide to give that money to, okay? So let's say you have an heir that spends their entire lifetime, I don't know, partying it up, drugs or whatever, and essentially showing you that they are irresponsible and that they do not deserve the money that you basically want to give them. With the trust, you can easily revoke that. So let's say you have an heir, however, that's also very responsible. They take care of themselves. They take care of their kids. They went the college route. They learned a trade. They started a business or whatever. They spent their entire life proving to you that they deserve the money that you want to give them. With the trust, you can make it very easy to essentially change your beneficiaries and give it to the deserving heir. Next, trust significantly shorten the amount of time it takes to disperse your assets to your heirs. So people, if you die without a will or a trust, it can take literally years or even decades in some cases, whatever, to disperse your assets. And I can tell you right now, lawyers spend decades or whatever figuring out where to send your money. They're going to take a significantly large portion of it in fees and in taxes. And I can also say with certainty that lawyers, once again, these people get paid by the hour. It is in their best interest to make sure it takes as long as humanly possible or whatever to make sure that your funds get dispersed. If you don't believe me, look no further than the Aretha Franklin estate or the Prince estate. With the trust, people, your estate can be settled literally in a couple of weeks. There are no court delays, no judicial interferences. There are no court conservatorships. If a greedy family member wants to act a plumb fool and basically show up at the courtroom demanding a higher percentage or a cut or whatever of your money, they will literally be laughed out of the courtroom and laughed out of any legal setting. Why? Because with the trust, it is rock solid. And if you get incapacitated, your successor trustee immediately takes control of your estate. With a trust, your privacy is also maintained. Aretha Franklin, Pablo Picasso, Chadwick Boseman, Bono, Bob Marley, Abraham Lincoln, the artist formerly known as Prince, Howard Hughes, all died without a will or any form of a trust. And if you are a high income earner and you die without a trust, it's going to be literally plastered all over the news, all over social media. And the reason why is because that basically opens up the doors or whatever for creditors and for lawyers to show up trying to figure out, okay, how can we get a cut of your money? If you die with a trust, no announcements will need to be made to invite creditors to contest your will, or no announcements will be made, which will allow lazy family members who don't even like to show up demanding they get paid. Next, with a trust, death in a lot of ways is vastly less expensive than it is without a trust. So a decent trust can cost you as little as $2,000, and a more expensive trust A more expensive, complicated trust that divvies up exactly, essentially hundreds of millions of dollars worth of, let's say, real estate, hundreds of millions of dollars worth of business assets and things like that, that can cost upwards of $25,000. So initially, trusts are typically more expensive than a will, as it does eliminate the probate. And you will also need to spend money to hire a good estate planning attorney. I'm not gonna lie about that. But at the end of the day, creating the trust might surprise you. And if you watch my podcast on living trust and the Rockefeller Trust, a good trust attorney can save you literally hundreds of billions of dollars. Once again, check out my podcast or whatever, the Rockefeller Method, Living Trust 101, because in that podcast, I specifically break out exactly how Rockefeller has literally allowed hundreds of billions of dollars to stay in his family and to last over a 150 to 6 generation time period. It's very insane, actually, and it's something I think every American should learn. So read that book, What Would the Rockefellers Do? Shout out to that book because it's an amazing one, okay? Before I go any further, everybody, please hit that notification bell so that you know when I drop new content. Please hit that like button. Please share the video. Please comment. Please subscribe, as it helps the algorithm. And I thoroughly enjoy giving you guys free content here on YouTube, okay? Next, trusts are a very effective tool to use for prenuptial planning. So this one I'm going to kind of skip over. I'll go pretty quick just because it does kind of delve into a negative kind of space. But at the end of the day, fellas, if you marry the wrong woman, I'm going to be real with you, 40% to 60% of your income will be lost in alimony and child support. That is a fact, particularly in America with the prevalence of, unfortunately, no-fault divorces. Any property, however, that you place in your trust before you get married remains in the property of that trust, okay? It stays separate from your spouse and any property that you accrue after you get married. So once again, trusts are a very good way to protect your assets if you're not necessarily sure that the person that you're with loves you. Next, with a trust, no special governance forms are needed. It cuts down on paperwork. With a revocable living trust, you won't need a separate tax ID number. Revocable living trusts are also tax neutral. You will still need to report all your income, however, and your social security number is your tax ID number in this case, and you don't need to file a report or notice to any government agency. If you have a trust, there is significantly less paperwork essentially for your family when you die. Next, trusts are very, very low maintenance. This is actually one of the ones I like because I'm an engineer. I like dealing in efficiency. I like basically dealing in a world of numbers and in a world of no chaos. Once your trust is set up, it is fairly straightforward. Yes, there is a $2,000 to $25,000, possibly more expensive than that, upfront cost. But once your trust is set up, it is fairly straightforward. You can modify it once a new child is born, once you get married, once new grandchildren show up, and so forth. And you can change the beneficiaries of your successor trustee if you need to. But once again, trusts are very low maintenance. And I'm going to continue to harp on this. Watch my podcast, Living Trust 101, the Rockefeller Method, where I talk about the way the Rockefeller essentially passed generational wealth from one family member to another to another. Basically, an amendment to your trust is a very, very simple process, and it can be done literally at any time while you are alive, okay? With trust, gifts are very easy, especially with living trust. So if you want to give certain gifts to chosen family members who have proven to you that they are responsible or whatever, with the trust, it is very easy. On a trust, you can essentially identify who you want to give your tangible items to, like jewelry, family heirlooms, furniture. With trust, it's essentially very easy because all you do is create a trust list essentially, and this list is kept in your trust document. And once again, you can amend it at any time during your lifetime. You can see an heir, particularly if you see an heir is undeserving or they don't want to work hard. So once again, everybody, in my podcast, Living Trust 101, I talked about the Rockefeller Method. And in that Rockefeller Method, I talked about how he went about from converting his living trust to brokerage accounts and then giving essentially 50% of each brokerage account to the next generation, to his children, to his grandchildren, and then having them start living trust or whatever that turned into brokerage accounts, and they gave money to their kids and their grandkids or whatever. That is one way, once again, that Rockefeller is still worth 11 figures a day, nearly 100 years basically after his death. Next, trust significantly reduce estate taxes. So in the United Kingdom and in a lot of countries in Europe, the estate taxes once a person dies can be literally as high as 40%. Here in America, it varies, but depending on the state that you live in, on average, it's about 33% or whatever as far as the average estate tax when a person dies. With special planning, however, built into your trust, you can legally reduce the amount of estate taxes that you have to pay exponentially. So once again, people, even if you have to spend a few $1,000s setting up a trust with a very good attorney, or who sets it up properly, trusts are more than worth their weight over the long haul. It's insane. Next, Trust, revocable versus irrevocable life insurance trust can literally make people prove themselves that they deserve your money. See, the cool thing about trust, people, and I said this actually in my last podcast, is that you can literally stipulate exactly what a person has to do in their lifetime while you were still alive before they get one penny of your money. You can tell a person you got to be 35 years old or whatever with a master's degree in engineering before I give you one penny. You can tell a person you need to be 25 years old and be a licensed electrician or whatever, or licensed plumber, licensed carpenter before I give you one penny of my millions of dollars. You can tell a person you have to basically live overseas for a little bit, work overseas in the mission field, then come back, then I'll give you my money. I mean, I've seen literally the entire gamut. You can literally stipulate what a person needs to do to qualify for your money. I've met parents who say my child has to get a master's degree before I give them one penny. I've met parents that said my child has to have 10 years of working experience after they turn 22 before I give them one penny of their money. So my advice is start with a revocable life insurance trust, because you want to basically be able to modify and change it very easily before your child or your grandchild gets one penny of your money. And then before you die, my advice is change to an irrevocable trust. So there's literally no idea and no questions about who gets that money in the event that you pass, okay? But trust, everybody, are a very, very powerful tool. And it's one of those kind of things that I'm glad that people are kind of starting to talk more and more about it, because it's something that the wealthy and the rich have done for literally centuries. Look no further than John D. Rockefeller. It's something that the rich have used for centuries or whatever to essentially continue to pass money from generation to generation. And that's what I push on Financipation. I push generational wealth because I'm sick and tired of people essentially who look like us and people who look like everyone else not basically understanding how money works or whatever. With the trust, you can literally change your family tree for the better for multiple generations. So use them, okay? And that, everybody, this channel, Financipation, is all about making money. It's all about saving money. It's all about building generational wealth, and it's all about financially emancipating yourself from generational poverty. You can book a one-on-one session with me at any point. My link is going to be below. Please follow me on Instagram at @thereal_Financipation. My Facebook page is Financipation. And check out some of my digital, my e-products below as well, okay? Also, I have a financial blog that's going to be coming out soon, as well as a new digital e-product I'm very excited about. So please hit that notification button. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. Thank you for your time, everybody. It's your boy, Chris. I'm out. Peace.